This is our under the stairs elevation. It's the racking that was chosen. So the existing closet didn't obviously, it wasn't pronounced out from the upper steps. So there was just a wall there to where you just open the door and they would just throw stuff in there. And I think when the pandemic hit, a lot of people started looking at spaces that they could utilize more than areas like this was just a void to them. So, why not, if they're wine enthusiasts, why not take that out and install a wine cellar and show off your collection? This was actually in the dining room. So it's basically a focal point of the long dining room table. So what a great space to have a wine cellar. That door on the left is where you enter from the main entrance from the front. And then that side door on the right goes out to a balcony and overlooks the water there. It just was a cluttered space, and we turned it into a wine cellar, and they've been having guests over, and everybody's been complimenting them not only on their wine, but also the racking and the cellar itself. The cooling unit is down. There's a crawl space underneath. It's actually well insulated, and it's almost, you can almost stand up down there, but the unit is down there. It's a Wine Guardian DO50. Supply comes off the top of it and goes up through the wall there to where you see the vent that diverts the air back towards the back of the cellar. And then, I don't think you can see it from here, but if we were standing in front of it and opened the door and looked straight to the bottom of the landing on the steps, that's where the return is. So typically in a wine cellar, in a wine cellar, you want the supply to be high and the return low. So we got lucky and we're able to do that. Now, great question with the sun exposed wall. So closed cell spray foam is recommended, R19 for interior walls and R31 for sun exposed walls and ceilings. So it's such a small space. They did R31 in the whole area. And obviously on that exterior wall, weren't able to get, I think it was R27. But that's where I take in consideration with Wine Guardian on which unit to suggest. In a typical space this size, the DO25 would work, which is a quarter ton, but we upsized it because of all the glass, which glass is such a poor insulator, and that sun exposed wall to a DO50, which is a half ton. So there's a crawl space underneath, so the supply goes up through the wall. So the unit's inside the home in the crawl space. The company that helps me with the glass did this work, and it was pretty creative. So this glass is double pane insulated glass, and that's a consideration to be made when sizing the unit. So since it was all framed in, we decided that double pane would be the way to go. Elevation rackings with the acrylic cradle in there on the left and the right. So we were able to help improve capacity by doing this as well. There are light strips on the left and the right of the, you can actually see the panel, or I think the strip itself on the left and the right of the cellar of the steps. And the homeowner was ecstatic because he thought that, if he just keeps that, I think it's just over 3 feet wide, which is kind of like a standard, width of a staircase, then he would have to kind of crawl in there like he said, like a crab to get to his wine. So we actually came up with this design, and he's actually able to, hunker down but turn around left and right. They're double deep. As far as difficulty, that glass that is at that angle with the staircase, it certainly is a little bit more challenging than if we just did it flush with the existing wall. There is a cutout within each little cradle, and so it becomes more wine is art. The eyes, if you go towards the picture on the right where it's full, you'll see that, the eyes pick up on the bottles rather than the racking. So it really shows off the labels. Well, the main challenge for doing this, and he actually had his contractor do that center load. If you see the center beam right there where the door handle is. So taking out that wall, that's a load bearing, right? Because the stairs are resting on that wall. So we actually had to lever the weight to that column right there in the middle, and then underneath that in the crawl space, run a column as well. After that's done, it's all pretty much straightforward project, other than extending the glass as we had talked about.
Transform that unused space under the stairs into a stunning wine cellar. Impress your guests with your wine collection and elegant design. Contact us today to get started on your dream wine cellar project.